I write about food and ag, and I read about it all the time, but there's a difference between reading about it and sort of understanding it in an intellectual way and being on somebody's farm and talking to the person who is the steward of that farm and seeing the crops, and I have to add riding in the combine. And so I think that it's a layer of understanding that you can't get unless you actually put your boots on and go out in the fields. It's sort of hard for me to put my finger on, aha moments. When David Osberger spaded up a little bit of his dirt, and we saw the earthworms and the holes, and he talked about that. And when I rode with Ray in the combine and we saw the corn coming in, and then later David showed me how the combine actually works. This was fascinating to me, and all of this becomes important background for me as a journalist, and the only way I could get it is by actually coming here and going out and meeting these people who are so generous in giving up their time. I kept hearing similar things from a lot of these farmers about the things that they're thinking about, and this combination of a financial imperative. Basically, they have to make money, but they also have to care for the land, both because it has to continue to make money and because it's the right thing to do. And you hear that from a number of people, and it starts to sort of coalesce into an understanding. First of all, one of the things that surprised me was that practically everybody practices some kind of no-till or conservation till, to the extent that the guy who gets out the moldboard plow and plows everything over is the anomaly, and other farmers look at that and say, when are you going to stop? But there were other issues as well. There were conservation acres that I saw that were protecting waterways, that were catching nutrients. There were cover crops on some of the land, or they were planning to put cover crops on some of the land, but there were also barriers to doing some of that. And the lesson again is that conservation and finances are tied up in a farm. You can't really separate it. And so the difficult question becomes, how can conservation farming be profitable for farmers? Because we can't lose sight of the need these farmers have to make money. Actually, one of the great things I'm walking away with is a Rolodex. I know we don't actually have them anymore, but my virtual Rolodex has farmers in it. Farmers who are willing to spend the time to talk to me, to explain things I might not understand. And that is not a small thing, because even though I don't farm corn and soy, and to have somebody available to answer the questions makes a lot of difference to me. But as far as other takeaways, again, one of them is that sort of visceral understanding. When you've actually experienced something, I think you know it better, you understand it better. I can explain what I do on my oyster farm, but until you come and visit me and see it, it might not all come together for you.